Hey everybody out there in the land of YouTube, it's Annette Dion. I'm the host and founder of the Psychic News Network, the one and only. Today is Hump Day, it's Wednesday, and it is January 24th. We're at the beginning of full moon energy and Leo. Let's put some lights on. Which hits tomorrow. What time does that happen? Tomorrow at 12:54 p.m. Eastern Time, so right around the afternoon time. We're going to have a full moon in the showy sign of Leo. And we had some kind of like fireworks going off last night in terms of these elections. These primaries, and I did do a video yesterday, and pretty much, if I may say so myself, I pretty much nailed what was going to happen there. Maybe it doesn't take a psychic, but you got my psychic impressions anyway, and I really did feel like Nikki Haley was going to do better than anybody really anticipated. Not that she won, but we can't get sidetracked. We can't get distracted by these polls and everything. We can't be all about, oh, we're freaking out because he's going to win and he's going to be a dictator and we're going to lose our democracy. We can't do that. Let's not do that. Let's just be cool, my babies. Let's just know. Let me fix that. Let's just know that we have the power to create our own reality. And I was listening to Mark Elias earlier, who is knocking it out of the park with Democracy Docket. Republicans want to take away our democracy. Democrats want to keep our democracy. That's why we started calling the Republicans fascists. And they're kind of saying he's going to lose it soon. LOSE. Yeah, we'll get to that. So optimism is what we need. We need optimism. We need to be optimistic. Mark Elias was saying that. Optimism is our weapon. You know, because there they are flailing, making absolute asses out of themselves, and we're watching and we're going, really? Really? You really want a dictatorship? You really want all your freedoms taken away? Really? Have your little, crazy fits that have been going on for years and years and years, you fascist Republicans. I, for one, can't imagine myself bowing down to a heinous human being. I can't imagine myself bowing down to anyone. To tell you the truth. I love Sadhguru, and I definitely would bow to him, but he's earned it. But I cannot imagine selling my soul. I can't imagine it. We're going to take a look at what's going on. I know it's hard. I know it's hard when we see this, when we see them trying to make him out to be, the whole fairy tale of the emperor has no clothes. The whole fairy tale just totally fits. I know it's so hard for us to look at this and to say, what is this? You want to lose our country? Let's take a look at the cards. Zircon up there in the chat was saying that you think he's going to lose it. I know he's going to lose it. I know he's going to lose it. I know that the Donald loser is going to lose it. And when he lost it before, he sicked a violent mob on the Capitol. So, when we see so many people completely gaslit that would vote for him, that have been voting for him, we get a little unsettled. When I mentioned in my video that I posted yesterday, it's a pre-recorded one that I posted. I promised you I would start doing that on the off days that I don't have a live PNN. And I mentioned in that video yesterday that I felt I had kind of a vision of the loser in front of a crowd in a rally, and what I was picking up from him in this vision was feeling I hate you to those people in the crowd. Now, I think he's just going around with that energy. I think he's just going around with that I hate you energy. And a lot of it is what he really wants. Mussolini incarnate, it's just so clear to me. What he really is mad about, it's kind of like, get out of my way with your democracy. That's what the loser, that's his mindset. Get out of, this democracy is in my way. Get out of the way, just let me get in there. That's where his head is at. Just let me, why don't they just let me get in there? Well, just give me the White House. That's where his energy is. Just give me the damn White House. That's what the loser, that's his mindset. That's the way he's thinking. That's what's going on with him. So I want you to really just keep your mind focused on that we have peace. Because I actually feel like this is going to start getting, it's already gotten old for a lot of people. It's going to start getting to a point of, he's a madman. And it becomes very obvious that he's a madman to more and more people. I mean, I saw people in New Hampshire kind of waking up yesterday. He said no election, and he also said, in 2020, when asked, I'm sure y'all remember this, when he was asked by a reporter, will you assure us that there'll be a smooth transition of power if you don't lose the election in 2020? And he said, well, we'll have to see about that. The problem is the ballots. Just get rid of the ballots and then there won't be a transition and then that'll be fine. So this is what's hard for us. It's like to hear all this stuff and to know how many people are going around saying, oh, the January 6th prisoners are hostages and all that. We know how glaringly obvious it is. And I think it's hard for us to understand why other people are okay with losing our democracy. That's what's freaking us out, right? So let's pull 3 cards. I'm going to use the Guardian Knight Tarot from Markara, who sent this. When a New Hampshire voter for Trump says he's doing a good job, got me with a gagged me with a spoon? That's the gaslighting. They've been gaslit. A lot of them have been gaslit. A lot of them actually don't want to admit that they made a mistake. But some people are starting to admit it. Some people are starting to admit it, that they made a mistake if they voted for him before. I'm going to pull 3 cards to just see where the energy is with that race. I'm so struck by how angry he was. I'm so struck by how much he's campaigning on nothing but grievances. Because in that sort of victory speech, which turned into an anger fest, a misogynist fest, he didn't say anything about what he was going to do for the country. Let me see. When he was given his quote-unquote victory speech, he was hurling misogynist insults. He was threatening. He was getting... I don't know what happened to Tim Scott, by the way. Not that he ever had all his marbles, because apparently he doesn't. Getting these people to grovel, and all I'm thinking is fascist dictator, get people around him to be behind him and admiring him, and he was insane. And the other thing, sorry, I'm just like thinking about everything that I saw and then some. He's been going to total la loopy-doo land in his head in these rally speeches, if you can call them that, where he fumbles his words, he doesn't make any sense. He's saying that World War II was fought, well, first he was saying Joe Biden started World War II and got us into, the first he was saying that, then he was saying that our world wars were fought from Fort Bennings and Fort this, and well, he didn't say all the forts, but the world wars were not fought in forts, and the Revolutionary War didn't have airplanes bombing airports. Okay, the Revolutionary War, they had muskets for guns. So don't be pushy, Warren. Jeez. There's nothing I hate more, even though I love you. We're going to pull 3 cards about the energy in New Hampshire. You're going to get another dad joke, Warren, if you keep pushing me. I know we're doing a group hug. I just have to pull 3 cards first. You can't reason with a fool. It's beyond a fool. But I do get the fool card on him a lot. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this. The fallout energy from New Hampshire. That's what I'm reading. The fallout energy from New Hampshire right now. In terms of just the collective. What's the fallout from that? Very general. The fallout of the energy in New Hampshire. The 8 of Pentacles. A lot of the American people think that he's going to win. I'm not saying we think that, but I'm just like, yeah, Tim Scott sold his soul, that is for sure. I'm not saying he's going to win. I'm just reading on the general feeling in the American populace. The fallout from whatever that was in New Hampshire last night. A lot of the American people now think that he's going to win. I'm not saying everybody, but I'm feeling like 40% of people in the United States after last night think that he's going to win. The 8 of Pentacles indicates there's a lot of confusion. And the 4 of Cups is once again the Democrats not doing enough. I'm not saying Democrats won't do enough. But the 4 of Cups coming up around what's going on. Now, Joe Biden won as a write-in candidate because they don't kick things off until South Carolina next week or the week after. I don't know. I have to look. We'll read on Texas. Warren, have you suddenly turned into an astrologer? The 4 of Cups, once again. 4 of Cups means Democrats need to... I mean, maybe this is saying that during that whole New Hampshire primary thing that the Democrats had many opportunities that were missed to really ride the wave of how dangerous he is. You're a Pisces, Warren? I didn't know that. It looks to the American people like Donald Trump is going to win the election. Currently, right now, energy is what I'm reading. I'm talking about the general population that doesn't really read the paper, that it's beyond them. What we do here, they'd be like, what are you guys doing? That population, the fallout from it, they think in general that the loser is going to win. That's what it looks like. And I unsubscribed from the New York Times because they keep doing that. And I no longer read the New York Times. Occasionally, well, more often than not, I give MSNBC most of my attention. I think it's probably even between MSNBC and Midas Touch. I watched a little bit of Biden's speech yesterday. I didn't see the whole thing, and I need to. Group hug. 1, 2, 3. Imagine us all hugging. Actually, imagine us all 249 of us around that. Imagine all of us in a huge circle. 249, 250 people holding hands. And sending up a big amount of light that's going to heal this country that is right now. Thank you for the group hug. So, a lot of the American people think he's going to win. So what I'm talking about is the people that don't really know what's going on. And if you want, yes, the auto workers union came out in support of Biden. Biden is in good shape, but honestly, think about it. That makes sense what the cards are saying. The Four of Cups. Democrats missing opportunities all over the place. We've got to do something about that. And the only reason, I only saw the story about the United Auto Workers Union supporting Biden. I only saw that once. How many times did I hear the loser's victory speech? How many times did I see that in the news? Probably 12 times. How many times did I hear about Joe Biden in Virginia yesterday advocating for women having rights? Maybe once. Yeah, maybe once. Do you get my drift? I know, I heard Matt Gaetz is under investigation. Yes. Yes, the House Ethics Committee investigation has been expanded. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. Every single time you see, if you're watching, say for instance, if you're watching MSNBC and you catch the different anchors, like I love to watch Lawrence O'Donnell. I don't get to watch him as much as I would like to, but usually it's Ari Melber and maybe the 4 o'clock news too. But every single, you know what they're going to talk about. They're going to start with him at his victory speech, and they're going to talk about him, and they're going to talk about him, and they're going to talk about him. So, when are they going to talk about Biden? Let's take a look. Let's pull 3 cards, because I get that 4 of Cups. You know, if you've been with me, I get that 4 of Cups all the time. That 4 of Cups represents opportunities right in front of you. And the Rider-Waite Tarot, it's the cup coming down from the heavens here, and the person is looking down at the 3 cups that are spilled. And the other day, yesterday, was the 51st anniversary of women getting the right to have bodily autonomy. And I just watch MSNBC just to get the headlines, pretty much. And you know, the Supreme Court is taking rights away. What's on the docket for them to, other rights that they're being taken, that could be taken away. The right for us to abide by our Constitution. How about that? The right for us to abide by our Constitution is in peril. Right? And all they talk about is the loser. Well, in a way that could work for us. It was all about Dr. Johnson and Sudafed? Let me see. Why aren't they talking about Biden? That's what I'm doing. Oh, joyous mess. Well, okay, let me see if I can put it in a nutshell. Why they're not talking about Biden? Because the media is owned by 6 conglomerate corporations. Just 6 in the world. Just six huge conglomerate corporate organizations in the world. And they want a kleptocracy, they want an oligarchy, they want to make sure that we lose hope. We don't know who's influencing them. We don't know where the money's coming from. And all that. So this is about what's going on with democracy, pretty much. We're in between 2 worlds. Our democracy is in between 2 worlds. I just want to tell you that I know that what we do makes a difference. And Warren Green keeps putting up there that Joe Biden will win in 2024 and the loser will lose. It's all still in play. The prescription drug issue discussed on Autumn's channel today. What about it? There's so many topics around the prescription drugs. I have to go back in my memory and think about what the most recent news was on that. I know I heard about it. So as far as our democracy goes, we're in between. It's dependent on how much we all get involved. It still hangs in the balance. He appointed her as UN ambassador. Oh, Nikki Haley. I do think we'll get the messaging happening. I do see that happening. You know, think about taking away women's rights and what's on the docket to be taken away from us next. And the Page of Pentacles says that there'll be a lot of money thrown into saving our democracy, and that will make a difference. What 5 things does he have against Haley, the loser? He doesn't have 5 things against Haley. He's just throwing spaghetti at the wall with ketchup. He probably has ketchup on his spaghetti. He's a child. A very bad child. Like what was in The Omen, in that movie about the demon child? Damien, his name was. Do you remember that? Was that Stephen King? Do you guys know? King of Wands. We are going to get a handle on this. We are. Wasn't he supposed to be in court today? Yes, he's a petulant, evil child. Talking about the world wars being fought from our forts. Give me a break. Is it what were you asking about Big Pharma? Big Pharma is going to back the Democrat? Bet on it? No, I wouldn't bet on that. I have to look up to see what the Big Pharma story of the day is. I'm not really sure. I usually am up on things. Okay. Ron DeFascist is vetoing a bill by the Freedom Caucus. I hate when they take our beautiful words and they just bastardize them. It really upsets me. But anyway, I think Ron DeFascist is getting a little irked with the loser, because what the Freedom Caucus in Florida was proposing was, oh, we think that we should give the loser, well, they call him something else, but I call him the loser. We think we should give the loser $5 million of taxpayer money to pay his legal bills. Goner. I feel like the spelling teacher. Just trying to help. Goner, Goner, loser, Loser. Don't be like him, because he can't spell. The guy that illegitimately occupied the White House for those 4 years can't even spell. Wrap your mind around this. Can't spell the word poll. Is it just me? Can't spell the word poll, as in the voting. The polls, the records of what's going, the polls. He can't even spell the word. How many times has he seen the word poll? I'm pulling 3 cards about, is he really that stupid? This is the part that makes us crazy, because we're watching this bumbling idiot brain. He should have a dunce cap on. Earth Mama, are you messing with me? Asking me how it's spelled. I know you're just messing with me. I just know it. Well, okay. I rest my case. My question was, you're welcome, Bon Blue. I hope you don't take it personally. I'm just trying to help you spell. I don't want you to be like him, and because I know you wouldn't want that. Well, I'm making the point that how many times has he seen that word? I mean, if it's at least, it doesn't matter how stupid he is, if he's seen it enough times, he should remember it. So the question that I'm asking is he really that dumb? And guess what I pulled? The Fool. What do you think? The cards don't lie. The Three of Wands and Temperance. Okay, well, asking the question, is the loser really that stupid? The Fool comes up. Yes, the Fool comes up. The Three of Wands comes up, which is indicating to me that just let him be up there running his mouth. That's where I'm at right now, with these cards especially. He should have a dunce cap on. I remember many years ago, and Rolling Stone, when Rolling Stone was cool, had an article about George W. And the article had a cartoon of George W. with the dunce cap on. And then later, after he was out of office, people that supported him would have bumper stickers that said, "Do you miss me yet?" When after he was in office. When Obama took over, which was a racist thing. But anyway, I digress. He's going to make such a fool out of himself at these rallies. So that's why I'm just saying, let him get up there and let him just run his mouth. And it will become more and more remarkable to you. Yeah, the loser makes W look like a Rhodes Scholar. I agree. And then all those people that are still following him and still advocating for him and still saying, "Oh, well, he's the best. Oh, yes, we like the JP Morgan guy. Oh, yeah, he's good for the country. Oh, yeah, he's good for the country. If we get a pandemic, 1 million people will die, and most of them wouldn't have had to die if he handled it properly. Yeah, he's good for the country. He wants to get out of NATO so we can be very insecure. Ah, it's good for the country. He wants to steal more secret documents. Yeah, he's good for the country. He can't even put a sentence together. Yeah, he's good for the country. He wants to have total presidential immunity. He wants to be able to kill whoever he wants. Yeah, and he's up there and he's in, and they're gonna be like, yeah, all the losers, all the loser team are gonna be saying, oh yeah, he's good for the country. Yeah, he's really good friends with Kim Jong-un. He would like us to be just like North Korea. Yeah, he's good for the country. He's going to take away all our state departments. He's going to make sure that he has martial law and the army on the streets, and he's going to make sure that he rounds up the people from other countries and he deports them and he puts them in camps. Rah, yeah, he's good for the country. Rah, yeah, let's have that. Yeah, he's a misogynist. Yeah, he's a rapist. Yeah, he says he could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and get away with it. Yeah, rah. After a while, mark my words, you heard it here. The people that follow him, we're going to be looking at them like, are you effing kidding me? Big scandal. All right, let's see what the big scandal is about. Not being reported on a post is linked to DOD with big-time drug misuse, including controlled substances, without oversight in the loser White House. Oh yeah, he's up there sniffing. Oh, he just has a cold. He always has a cold. He's just up there. Remember the 90s? It's hard. It's hard. It's hard to see people that just that enamored with him. I'm going to pull 3 cards on. I know I'm on this topic and I'm staying on it for a long time, but this has been in the air all day and we're all working on making heads or tails of it. And so that's why we're here. Please hit the thumbs up. And thank you. And thank you, Terry, for the promotional endorsement. Much appreciated. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Let me just throw in these little pitches while I'm regrouping. As I ask the cards if these Trumpsters are going to wake up. Are they going to wake up? Because you can mark my words, and I know others are saying it in the chat, and I know it doesn't take a psychic to tell you this. But he was unglued last night. We've seen him losing more and more of whatever is sticking him together. He's coming unglued and more unglued and more unglued and more unglued. And he was so angry last night. And he was so humiliated last night. Cora corrected. You corrected your spelling. That's funny. He was so humiliated last night. And don't think for 1 second that it wasn't mostly because of women. She didn't even beat him. But she got a little too close and she made it a little bit competitive. And he wants to steal the ball and run all the way to the White House with it. There is no legitimacy in that loser's mind. No even a concept of I want to do the right thing. Not even to say anything about what he'll do for the American people. Have we heard him say anything about what he's going to do for America to make Americans' lives better? Not one thing. If you have something, you can put it up there. Are the cult members going to wake up? Oh yeah. Six of Swords. This is about January 6th. This is a judgment. This is a Page of Cups. We're going to hear about something bombastic. We're going to hear about something that's undeniable. We're going to hear about something that is just across the board. I know we think that we've had that happen again and again and again and again. I think... I know, sorry, I'm the ranting psychic tonight. It must be that full moon. It's full moon in Leo. Right? I reserve my right to rant on the brink of a full moon in Leo. And I have Mars in Leo in the 10th house. So there you go. The Page of Cups means it will be undeniably evident and everyone's going to have to accept it. Like it or not, we'll love it. The judgment is here. The Six of Swords is here. I told you earlier in the week that I feel something huge coming this week around this full moon time. And the guides are telling me this is a story that we're going to hear where even Fox is going to cover it. Oh no, I'm talking about this week. See, I'm saying we'll hear a lot between now and November. No. That's an understatement. I'm talking about this week. 45's makeup is more bronze now instead of orange. I heard Claire McCaskill talking about that this morning. Because I did watch a little bit of Morning Joe, and I saw Claire McCaskill. You know, I thought she was going to just talk about the political end of things, and she just kind of, and it's understandable. She went into like, I just want to talk about his makeup. I just want to talk about his makeup. What happened to his makeup? Now it's all like blotchy and in the wrong place, and you know, like, where's his makeup artist? Where are the people that are supposed to make him look coherent? I mean, he goes off script. They write him fascist speeches, and he goes off script, and then he incriminates himself all over the place. He's ripped E. Jean Carroll to shreds. I mean, she's a tough, strong woman. But even that, I mean, for a woman to be, for any woman to be a MAGA, and knowing what he's done to women and how much he hates women. He hates people. Can we just say, there's one thing that he and Ron DeFascist have in common. They both hate people. Almost dripping down the side of his face. Yeah, well, interesting, isn't it? Well, I'm thinking of it. If you're a member, we have our psychic party. It's this weekend. It's the last weekend of every month. If you're a member at the top 2 levels, you can come to a psychic party on Saturday night. You're invited for an hour, 7 to 8. Oh. Oh, good. Someone's going to switch their memberships because they come with a different emoji. I'm going to read on Kamala Harris. I'm going to switch decks just so you can kind of interpret these. Sometimes even I am like, what is that card in the traditional tarot? Let's do, no, not the Rider-Waite. I'm liking these cards. I'm liking the Voyager deck because the Voyager deck is a really complex deck. He had to use a bronzer because all the stores, even on Amazon, were out of his particular brand. Before we read on Biden, I want to read on 45's financial status currently because he's about to lose all of his money. I mean, I don't know how he withstands the stress. Thank you for putting my P.O. box up there. Just so you know, if you sent me something, it takes me a little while to get there. Because it's a little out of the way because DeJoy kept hiking up the prices of the P.O. boxes. And so instead of going to the post office up the street now, I have to drive to the post office. And we need to read on DeJoy too. If Kamala Harris is scared, we should be too. We should be scared into action, every single American citizen. This is the most important year of your life. Every American citizen, especially voting age, every American citizen, this is the most important year of your life. 100%. I'm reading on whether the loser has enough money, and it looks like Hierophant is like, the law is taking his money from him. They were out of clown makeup. The law is taking his money from him. Carrie Lake and an GOP audio leak. Such a criminal. She's such a criminal. So grateful she didn't win. Yeah, the law is taking the loser's money from him. I'm reading on his financial status. He's trying to, yeah, okay, so what he's doing is, you know the saying, cook the books? How that's about manipulating numbers? He's trying to do some creative finagling as far as the numbers, the money goes, but I don't know. That has to do with continuing to attempt to get loans and to get grifts. I think that Letitia James will get, I'm seeing about 400 million. They're going to take it all. They're going to take it all. And there's nothing he can do about it. He burnt the books. With him, with the loser, he's always only moved money from one place to another, and he's gone bankrupt so many times. I had to laugh literally in people's faces in 2016 when they were saying, oh, well, he's a good businessman. Don't you think we need a businessman in the White House? To which I responded, are you high? Everything went bankrupt. Everything went bankrupt. Excuse me if I'm being a little too feisty, but the full moon's in Leo. Yeah, actually, Letitia James and the courts are going to go after everything they can. They're going for the big numbers. The big numbers they are. Yes. His money situation is dire. What's his latest grift? Does anybody know? he went bankrupt so many times, and then back in 2016. Oh, don't you think we need to? We're in. Thank you, Catherine. I appreciate it. Thank you for your donations. Only Trump could bankrupt a casino. What he is this is the thing that I just, this is what I finally settle on. There's a huge segment of the American population that see reality shows and think that they're reality. And they want a reality show. Let me pull 3 cards about the Biden-Harris campaign. And by the way, just seeing a little clip of the campaign yesterday of the Biden-Harris campaign getting kicked off in Virginia, just seeing a little bit of that. And they're really pushing hard for women's rights, that we need to have our rights, back. And about 85% of the population, Democrats and Republicans, want women to have rights. They want Roe restored. And that's a big, big part of their message. The Democrats have so much to run on. The Democrats have their ads already ready-made. All they have to do is take snippets from the losers' speeches, and if they just keep doing that and keep doing that and keep doing that, it's going to work. And when I compared what I was seeing with the clip of the Biden-Harris kind of rally yesterday, when I compared that to what I saw with the loser, oh my God, talk about a study of contrast and energy. The energy at the Biden-Harris event was like, whoo, really high, really excited, really enthusiastic, and it was genuine. And if you want to sense your psychic ability, do that. You can feel it. Even if you think everybody's psychic, even if you think that you don't have one psychic bone in your body, you'll see that you do. Hello, colorful foresight. It's about the women. The Biden-Harris campaign is about the women. These are beautiful cards. So let me read the cards to you, because they're hard to see because they have white, like white on beige in these cards for some weird reason. The Biden-Harris campaign, they're going to highlight women, giving women their rights back. And they're going to highlight the devil incarnate being what you don't want. This is devil's play. You feel strongly about the women against the MAGA? I don't know what you mean by that. Women versus MAGA? Well, there are women in MAGA, which really astounds me, but that just tells me that it's a cult. And the Child of Wands. Okay. It's about the Biden-Harris campaign. The democracy campaign, we'll just call it the democracy campaign, is going to lean heavily into women's rights, as it should. Peace. I'm really getting that somehow it's going to come up that the loser and Putin have been working together. I feel like it's going to come up. Something's going to come up that's going to show us all. Maybe the Mueller report will be revealed to us in all its unredacted version, all full color. But I do feel like the devil's play, we're going to know that the loser and Putin were in bed together. That's a business kind of a saying. And the secret, and it's about the future generations. We are going to get all the young people voting. We're going to get all the young Democrats voting. We're going to get all the women and the men voting for women's rights. I mean, because the Supreme Court stands ready to take away more rights, including the Supreme Court stands ready to put the EPA on the chopping block, and all manner of government oversight for our public health and safety, this corrupt Supreme Court is getting ready to put it on the chopping block, potentially. And the Biden administration is having none of it and is going to make it clear. And I want to encourage you, yeah, the divine energy, the feminine is very strong. I mean, and even though I'm not a fan of Nikki Haley for obvious reasons, there is a side of me that goes, well, looky there, isn't that interesting? And it's, if you look at it from a kind of a symbology standpoint, you know, how there's an old, white, black, misogynist, racist, bloated, ugly, horrible man standing up there, seething with rage that a woman was competitive with him, that he had to fight for every single MAGA vote that he got. And it didn't put him in the, like, oh, in the clear in his dictator fantasy world the way he wanted. I see big, strong energy for the Biden campaign. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. It's something that you're going to want to link up with. And I encourage everybody here, and I haven't done it yet, admittedly, but I'm about to do it, to donate monthly to the Biden campaign, whatever you can do. Not just a woman, but a brown woman. So his misogyny, the loser's misogyny and racism was in full view. I've seen him so angry, but I don't think I've ever seen him that angry, because it was anger mixed with, it was rage. It was mixed with humiliation and desperation. So anger plus humiliation plus desperation plus insanity. That's what you saw on full display last night. That's what it was. People have been asking me to read on what's going on at the border. The United Nations is now investigating it. If evidence shows Russia shot it down, more charges against Russia will happen. I hear, and we'll read on this. I'm going to switch cards for this. I hear that Ukraine is starting to not run out of munitions, but Ukraine is getting low on their artillery. Do I think what's safe? Do I think Nikki is safe? Nikki's getting death threats. Don't be fooled. I mean, that doesn't take a psychic. But I feel like Nikki has strong security, and I feel like Nikki has her husband. I don't know who Nikki Haley's husband is, Mr. Haley, but I feel like he's like an iron container for her. What do you say? Is this breaking news or something? A Russian plane that exploded carrying Ukraine war prisoners. Did Putin have... Is that breaking news? You're saying you think Trump has dirt on Nikki? How about this one? They all have dirt. Everybody has some dirt, right? I mean... Everybody, I mean, do you really think that you really think if the loser has dirt on Nikki Haley that it could hold a candle to what he's done? What he has on Nikki Haley is like, oh, she overspent, or she used, money she shouldn't have used. There was a plane shot down that had Ukrainian POWs on it. When? Oh, that's terrible. It's a very intense time. Let's read on this. Let's read on this. Let's read on I'm changing my mind. Let's read on if Ukraine is going to get the money from the U.S. Yeah, Nikki has a target on her back. I mean, it's pretty obvious that all this got started with Putin, right? I mean, all this craziness in the United States that has the American people, our fellow citizens, turning on one another and calling each other the enemy. Let's pull 3 cards about whether America is going to give Ukraine the money. I mean, they're starting to run out of munitions. When I hear the loser saying that NATO is a problem, I just can't even. I can't. It's the only thing that's keeping this world safe. Okay, so Ukraine is continuing to defend itself. I think Zelensky's getting a little bit nervous. The Judgment card is coming. And the Fool card. So I'm asking about whether the U.S. is going to finally release funds for Ukraine. It's not that much in the whole scheme of things. It's part of our national security. It prevents fascism. It prevents fascist regimes from taking over the world, basically. I know. I don't believe. You're posting that story about the Russia shooting down a plane with Ukrainian POWs, and it's not really. I'm not really getting that like, oh, that happened feeling. So, and I didn't even see it on the news either. Okay, so as far as whether we're going to release money to Ukraine, I actually feel the fascist Republicans, they're going to have egg on their face, and we're going to release money to Ukraine. An hour ago. Yes, the loser is telling the other losers, his minion losers, to not fund Ukraine. Because the loser is working for Putin. And I just got through saying that I see news coming out about something like that. Soon. Pretty soon. When's the news going to come out about that? Is it going to be this week? I think it's going to be, like weekend going into next week, we're going to hear something. So it's breaking news that Russia shot down a Ukrainian plane that had POWs on it. I'll look at it. There's something about it that feels off. The loser can't win unless he cheats. All right, let's be clear about something. You want cards? You didn't tell me you wanted cards. I just told you something doesn't feel like true about that story. I don't know. You have to tell me what the question is. You did the research. The plane came from Iran. It is important to test our intuitive sense of things, Dale. Absolutely, Dale Johnson. Absolutely true. Let's ask the pendulum. I am picking up a really direct connect from the loser to Putin. Just really strong. And I think it's going to come out. What do you want me to ask? Do you want me to ask if it's true? He's working for Putin. still on did it really happen. I'm not going that far. I'm not going to go as far as who did it. I'm going to ask, is it a true story? I'm not getting that it's true. No, I'm not getting that it's true. No, it's not true. It's like, get those thumbs up, thank you. I'll pull 3 cards about the story itself, but the pendulum is not getting that it's true. Now, I want to remind you that the pendulum yesterday when I did a video, I told you in the video that the pendulum tends to read the energy of a situation. So the pendulum was saying that Nikki Haley wouldn't lose, and actually that was kind of true. Yeah, I feel like it's the Russians playing mind games. It's the Kremlin playing mind games. We never know what's going on with them. And the loser wants us to be just like that. The loser wants to isolate us from the rest of the world. Don't forget that. Military equipment on board sounds more, on track. Okay. What am I asking? Oh. I'm asking if it really happened. Okay, so the Lover card is indicating that these nefarious forces have gotten together and decided on a story. No, it's not. That's the story that you heard is not accurate. There was not a Ukrainian plane with Ukrainian POWs on board. Get it out of your mind. Yeah. It's Putin needs a story to boost the Russian people's morale. Yeah, I'm not getting it. No. I'm not getting that. I'm getting that whoever's posing as Putin and his cohorts got together, figured out they need a big story to make it look like they're strong. No. King of Cups is Putin up to his tricks. The Knight of Wands, and he said rush that story out there. This reminds me of when there was a crash on the border from going to Canada. I don't remember what United States state they were driving through. It might have been Michigan. I think it was Michigan. Do you remember that? And all of a sudden, all the news reports were, there's been a terrorist attack on the Canadian border, right? This feels like that. They want to make a big breaking news terrorist story out of it, right? It has that energy. Oh my, look at the time. Hang on a second. Commercial time. I'm just going to pop it in here. There, the Get Your Vibe and Energy Rejuvenated. Get a Winter Doldrums energy reading. If you're feeling the winter doldrums. Yeah, remember when that car blew up? They were jumping on the air going, it was a terrorist attack. There were all these different, conspiracy theories that came up. And I was doing a reading that night, and I'm like, that's not a terrorist attack. Yeah, don't believe it. Get your vibe and energy rejuvenated. I am doing energy readings for people by the phone, not through video. And I do the energy readings in person on the phone, $75 for 40 minutes. It's a great deal. PsychicAnnetteDion.com. I will help you get your energy up. There's a free class coming up. It's 7 Saturdays, 45 minutes each time in a row, starting on the new moon and Chinese New Year of the Dragon on Saturday, February 10th, based on my self-help book called The 7-Day Key to Living Inspiration and Empowerment. You want to take that class. It's free. I do accept donations. Save America from Fascism Now, grassrootsofdemocracy.com. I understand that people are saying, oh, Biden's going to win. Oh, Biden's going to win. Trump is going to lose. I understand that people are saying that. I have a huge resistance to saying that because it can tend to make people feel like they don't have to work very hard. They don't have to worry about it. And I don't advise worrying, but I do advise, if you're afraid, turn that into action. If you're angry, turn that into action. Rose Blue is born the year of the dragon, and it's a year of the wood dragon. So, people keep talking about the story of the plane crash. There's something not real about it. Let's see, before we go, I need to read some tea leaves. I don't know much about the years of the dragon, or the different kinds of dragons. Oh, what I was going to say earlier was that we have to understand that the loser has no intentions of being involved in an actual election. Does that make sense to you? Did not see the February free class sign up on my website. I don't know what to say because it's there. Remember, we're on the brink of a full moon that's hitting tomorrow around noon, around 12:30ish, 12:34 p.m. Eastern Time. The moon enters Leo in the wee hours of the morning. Yeah, you can post links, but I just want you to know about that story. The story it's not factual, the story's not finished yet. I'm going to read the tea leaves. There is a bat. Hang on. There's a bat next to the cocktail glass. That's pretty interesting. Let's see what the bat means. There's a bat. A very busy phase is forecast in the weeks ahead. You think? I don't think we needed to read tea leaves for that. So see, there's a bat there, and there's the martini glass. So the bat says that there is a very busy phase forecast, but it may be hard to make much noticeable or real progress as we flit about from one task to another like a bat hunting insects at twilight. It's auspiciously placed where the cup is. Celebrations, parties, and invitations. Enjoy yourself. Okay, so since we can't really know exactly the details exactly of what's going on, unfortunately, it's really important that we keep a positive attitude. I was talking about that earlier because the bat means so much going on, not really knowing what's happening, things flitting from one place to another like a bat, and to stay in the positive energy. Stay in the positivity. I like that quote. Tyrants have always some slight... Well, read Chuck's quote. It's good. For people watching on replay, that's not fair. Tyrants have always some slight shade of virtue. They support the laws before destroying them. Yeah, they act like they're supporting the laws. Exactly. Because I was talking about The loser doesn't plan to be in a legitimate election. Back to that topic. Which is why he needs to not be on the ballot. And I don't see him on the ballot. The loser needs to not be on the ballot because he wouldn't be running as a candidate in a democracy. He would be running in an election as a candidate to become a fascist dictator. So I hope you all understand that. That's why he shouldn't be in this race, because he's not planned, like if he loses. Do you see how he was last night even though he won? He doesn't plan to be in a legitimate election. Gloria, he'll pass away by then. She was cut right to the chase. So there's that. Just understand that. He's not, this would not, because theoretically, let's just say theoretically, if he were on the ballot and he lost, do you think he would be, he's told us a gazillion times, I will not accept it. I will not accept losing. I will not accept losing. And here we are all calling him a loser. I'm not going to get to the topic of the border tonight. I will get to it tomorrow. I did read on it yesterday. Trump is the king of the a-holes. It's bad. It amazes you how many homeless people support the loser. They're not getting any real information. But I hope you all understand that. That's why we have to work so hard to save our democracy, because he would not accept the results of an election. He's already proven that. He never said that he would. He was so angry last night. I don't think he's long for this world, if you want to know my impression. Also, we have Venus. We have the bat is above Venus's head too. There's going to be a lot of messages, a lot of activity around women's rights. And Venus is in Capricorn right now. So the women will be taking action, strong action. And the Jupiter, I do see an angel where Jupiter is. There's big positive energy. There's big positive energy. So there's an angel there. And a monkey. Hang on, I see a monkey. I mean, you might see different things, and I'm not holding up the cup very well. But I do see a monkey. And a monkey means vigilance and caution. For someone is telling lies or deceiving us in some way. Mull things over before acting on impulse. What were we just talking about? Monkeys counsel vigilance and caution. Someone's telling lies or deceiving you in some way. If this clever animal describes the situation, you're on the brink of making an unwise move or decision, especially in love. Well, that's just for personal. Perhaps we are deceiving ourselves. Mull things over before being impulsive. I think that's good advice to leave you with. I believe he'll be gone too. I believe he'll be gone too. All right. We have a lot. There's a monkey in my window. Thomas, you're confusing me. We have a lot of reasons to hang together. Warren is bugging me to do a group hug. Like, I don't know. You feeling nervous? We have to stick together. These times are forcing us to stick together. I wouldn't even be here with you if this wasn't going on, right? There would be no need. But we do want to think about a time when in the future, when we can do that now too. It's just, the news is trying. It's challenging. Imagine us in a time where we can be living our lives not so inundated by bad news Right. Oh, that's a moose. I'm gonna name him Midas Moose, but I'm gonna make a sign, and it's gonna be MID-US to ride the vibe of the Midas. And they need to know about our channel and our Grassroots of Democracy. By the window on the left side, there's a monkey. You guys are freaking me out right now. Please book a reading at psychic.AnnetteDion.com and prioritize self-care. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I love you too, Dale Johnson. Really take good care of yourself. It's so important. Sign up for a reading to beat the winter doldrums. I'll do an energy reading on you. In the window is a monkey. What the heck are you doing? Are you just trying to make me look? You're trying to make me look. That's an elf. Jeez. That is so weird. Okay, I'll look when I watch it on replay. Over there, that's an elf. That's an elf, and that's a snowman. I love you guys. We're getting nutty now. Keep the faith. I'll do a video tomorrow that I'll upload, and we'll see you on Friday for Friday Night Live. Okay, there's a snowman and there's an elf behind me, and then I have a moose. I know, it's a lot. Namaste. I don't see the monkey either. Bye. Love you all. Group hug. Group hug. Okay, bye.